This is Gundam Sagittarius, the Archer, the Imitator. Piloted by Sagittarius, he is a master of replicating the opponent's attacks and letting him get a taste of their own medicine. Sagittarius has an unresolved rivalry with his childhood friend Ares, and so aims to tune his Gundam to the best he could. His getting into tight situations during the first Astral conflict gave him more of a reason to upgrade his equipment, discarding the physical bow and arrows he used before switching to the Varia-Bow, while keeping the original Quiver Shields equipped. The Varia-Bow is a pun for variable bow, and it can assume different forms of combat. For instance, the bow can be converted into a crossbow with high fire rate but lower damage, the regular bow form, and the railgun with the highest damage but lowest fire rate. For defensive purposes, the limbs of the bow can be closed against the central barrel of the bow to form a buster shield. The weapon has a supercharger installed, which can be activated at any time. This would cause energy blades to protrude out of the limbs and barrel, making it possible to repurpose the bow for melee combat. During that, Sagittarius can either use the buster shield as a buster sword, or detach the back pieces and limbs of the bow to use as cleavers and swords respectively, while the central barrel can still be used as a railgun. The Quiver Shields are more quivers than shields. While they have installed thrusters to provide propulsion and the toughness to function as shields, they still primarily function as a quiver, specifically now for the special bullets contained within. In the event of an emergency where Sagittarius cannot draw the bow back in time or convert the bow into a different form, the shields would extend and then charge up with the energy of the Gundam's reactors to fire the bullets at the enemies. While the bullets themselves are as powerful as the railgun shots, Sagittarius only has 2 loaded in the Gundam. With that small amount, it cannot be used as primary firing. However, the 2 bullets allow Sagittarius to have enough chances to thwart the enemy's attack and replan his strategy. The astral burst effect of Sagittarius is called Ascella's Interflow, which allows Sagittarius to channel all 5 types of elemental energy into the bow, creating a coalescence of energy. Through Sagittarius' memory, the ultimate attacks of all the 88 constellations can be replicated with a single shot, the Coalescence Constellatory Arrow, which can wipe out anyone and anything in its path, while dealing the respective effects of the ultimate attacks for those lucky enough to survive the shot. The remaining energy after the ultimate shot can be used to launch attacks of the 5 elements, instead of Sagittarius' fire and earth only, until the timer of the astral burst system runs out. In order to determine a victor between him and Ares once and for all, Sagittarius has put all of his efforts into improving his Gundam Man skills, getting stronger every day. If someone somehow gets past his foresight ability and fools his predictions, the attacks that individual launches at Sagittarius would be turned against him or her. If you plan to challenge Sagittarius, be mindful of how you approach him, unless you can spot his flaws in his replication ability, or else be prepared to eat your own attacks.